Hello.
Hello, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah.
This is Dick Crane of Nomad. I understand you've been trying to reach me all afternoon. I just got the message from my answering
Yes,
service.
well, I'd like to talk to you about rats.
Rats?
Yes. What is the idea of putting rats in my storeroom?
It's part of the service.
Well, yeah, so your man said, but I fail to see the connection between furry potential plague carriers and the security of my company.
Well, it's a bit involved. I'm not sure you'd understand.
Try me.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, the rats are a form of payment.
Payment?
Yeah.
To whom? For what?
Look, one question at a time. See, it's really not so much a whom as a what.
Makes sense, Crane.
I'm trying my best. The rats are a payment to a demon.
A demon.
Well, that's what most people call them anyway. One of the lesser ones.
One of the lesser ones?
You're right. See, there are literally thousands.
Thousands?
Well, their number is legion, or some such saying.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
You don't honestly expect me to believe in things with horns and tails and pitchforks, do you?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what they look like.
What?
I've never gotten close enough to see one clearly. It's too dangerous.
This whole conversation is insane.
Not at all. It's a bit unusual, maybe, but, look, it's just like any other, transaction.
Right. You give a demon a rat a month, and what does it do?
Provides protection. A live sacrifice once a month in return for...
Once a month?
On the night of the full moon, actually. Look, it's all part of the ritual.
A life sacrifice to a demon?
Listen. Have you ever wondered about our name? Nomad? It's kind of unusual, you've got to admit. It's demon spelled backwards.
What you're saying, now stop me if I'm wrong, but what you're saying is that I've been paying $125 a month for hocus pocus.
Look, it's all quite real, I assure you. It's just a little, unorthodox.
Insane!
Hardly. Think about it. It's the oldest form of security. See, such elementals have guarded treasure hoards and pharaoh's mummies and all kinds of valuable stuff since the beginning of time. They're cheap, and they're effective.
This is all utter nonsense.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know, Nomad has a perfect record. No client has ever lost $1 of equipment or anything else due to theft while we were on the job.
Do they know you're using demons to protect them?
What? Does it matter if what we use, if it works?
It does to me. As of this moment, Versatronics is no longer your client.
But you've got a contract.
What?
An agreement. Look, you'd still owe us for the remainder of the year.
You expect me to pay you for rats?
Look, the contract didn't stipulate the form of protection. Only that Nomad would provide it, and we have.
All right, I see. Okay. So you want payment for the remaining time?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll send you this rat as payment. What do you think of that, Miss Crane?
What rat?
The one I stopped your man from depositing in my storeroom.
You've got it?
Of course I've got it. You don't think I'd leave it there, do you?
Where are you?
What?
This number my answering service gave me, it's not your office number, is it?
It is.
Get out.
Now get hold of yourself,
Look,
Crane.
it's coming for you, Taylor. Will you get out of there?
What's coming?
The demon. Don't you realize what you've done?
Done?
You've stolen its sacrifice, and the... Oh my God, it's 9:30. The moon's already risen.
Late for some witches gathering, Crane?
Look, this is no time for jokes. You must leave your office immediately. Get out fast and as quietly as you can.
All right, this has gone far enough.
Will you get out?
Demons! Ha!
Get out while you still can.
Why?
Because we've got an agreement with the thing. It can keep anything it catches. Keep, eat, devour. Look, it's a bonus, and you're it. Get out! Taylor, are you still there? Taylor, answer me.
There's something in the hall.
Is the door to your office closed?
Yes.
Go and lock it. Quickly and quietly.
Shouldn't I look to see what the thing is?
You do, and it'll be the last thing you ever look at. Lock the door.
Whatever the hell it is, it's close.
Don't make a sound.
Listen, Crane, you'd better call the police. Right. Tell them there's a prowler at Versatronics.
It wouldn't do any good.
What?
All the police would do is, they'll flesh out the menu if you get my drift.
I've had enough of you, Crane.
No, keep your voice down. It'll hear you.
Are you going to call the police, or do I have to?
Don't hang up.
Then you'll call.
Look, I told you it's no good. Nothing they could do would stop it. When it didn't find its meal waiting for it as promised, it started looking. Salt.
What now?
Do you have any salt?
What kind?
Any kind, it doesn't matter.
There may be a couple of packets in my desk.
Find them.
What for?
To make a magic circle.
A magic what?
Circle. A circle with a 5-pointed star inside. It's called a pentagram. It might protect you if you get inside.
I've got something better.
There is nothing better. Taylor, are you still there?
Found it.
What?
All the magic I'll need for whatever's outside.
The salt?
Yeah, salt's for tomatoes and French fries.
What?
This is better. A Beretta.
No.
I take it with me on trips. 9 shots. It could stop a raging bull dead in its tracks.
It's useless against this kind of thing.
Sorry, Crane, but it'll have to do. I'm all out of silver bullets, though. Ah, it's at the door, Crane. It sounds flesh and blood to me.
Taylor, will you look for the salt?
It's a waste of time. You ought to see this. The door's bending in.
Taylor.
Come on in, fella. I got a big surprise
Taylor,
for you.
don't do that, Taylor.
I'm gonna put the phone down now, Crane. I gotta move around the desk for a clean shot. I'm gonna put you on the speakerphone.
No, don't. Look, you've still got time to look for the salt.
Hey, Crane, listen. Sounds like it's gone.
Okay, just keep your voice down.
Yeah, well, like I said before, it may be just a prowler. Nothing supernatural. It's rubbish, Crane. What that is... Oh, my God! What the hell?
Taylor! Taylor!
Night sounds, chilling tales of horror and suspense, the unexplained,
the unexpected.
What? Where am I? I can't see. It's so dark in here. Like a black void where all light is trapped in a vast darkness. Trapped like I am in this dark prison. I try to move my hand, but I can't. I can't even feel where it is, or anything else. I can't feel, or smell, or hear. I'm so alone, more alone than I can ever remember being, more alone than anyone has ever been before. I want to scream. I can feel the scream in my head, but not in my throat if I still have a throat. God, the pain. I'm so alone. I can't stand it. I can't. What if I'm dead? If I am, then this must be hell. Oh, God, don't do this to me. Help me! Where? I must be awake again. Awake? How can I tell like this? No sight, no sound, no feeling, only thoughts. The terror of thoughts. I must be alive. If I wasn't, then how could I sleep? At least, I guess I was asleep. And how could I think? Think about where I am and why I can't see, hear, feel. I'm trapped. And I'm never gonna get out. Never. I'll always be alone. Alone in the dark.
You're not alone.
What?
You're not alone. I'm with you. My name is Paul.
Now I'm hearing voices in my head. God, not only am I going to spend the rest of eternity alone in the dark, I have to spend it just crazy enough to know hearing voices in my head makes me insane.
You're not insane, and you're not alone. I'm telepathic.
You're what?
Telepathic. I can hear other people's thoughts and speak back to them with my thoughts, if they're receptive. I heard your cry for help, but you blacked out before I could answer you.
But I've never been, what did you call it? Telepathic?
Yes, that's it. Some people don't realize they can do it until they're put into, well, a highly stressful situation. The power of the mind seems to be strengthened under circumstances like life-threatening situations.
Life-threatening? You mean, I don't think my life is being threatened. No. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
It's okay. Take it easy. It could have been because you were afraid.
Afraid?
Of being alone.
Yes. I was alone. More alone than I've ever felt in my life. It was so awful. I could hardly stand it. But now you're here to help. I'm not alone anymore.
No, you're not alone anymore.
Where am I?
I don't know.
You don't know? But I thought...
Tell me the last thing you remember.
Waking up in darkness.
Well then, who are you?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember anything from before.
No memories at all?
No. Nothing. It's like this black hole I'm living in, if you can call this living.
But you are alive, and that's what counts. I'm going to need some help from you if I'm going to find you. Can you give me any clues at all?
No! I've told you there's nothing. I can't remember anything. I don't even know who I am. God, this can't be happening to me. I can't take it anymore. I must be going crazy. I can't stand it anymore. I can't.
Calm down. You're not alone. Remember that. You're not alone. And I'll find you. Somehow, I'll find you.
Constra here.
It's Paul, Chuck. I need a favor.
Shoot, pal. What's up?
I've contacted someone. He must have been in an accident or something. He doesn't know where he is, and he seems to be suffering from amnesia or shock. I promised I'd find him.
That telepathy stuff again, huh?
Yeah, again. Come on, Chuck. I need your help.
Hey, you're the telepath. I'm just a newsman.
Exactly. And you've got sources I don't. You can find out about accidents and things. Have there been any recently?
Nothing serious. Sorry.
Now, what am I supposed to do? How am I going to find him? He could be dying somewhere, alone.
Can't you tell where he is?
Well, I'm telepathic, not clairvoyant. There is a difference, you know.
What do you know about him?
Well, he seems to have lost all his senses. Only his mind seems to be functioning. He's alive now, but who knows how long he can hold out alone. I've got to do something. Oh, hell. Thanks anyway, Chuck.
Hold on. Have you tried range finding?
What?
Like radar or directional location.
You know it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but you have a range, don't you?
Yes, I guess so.
Well, where are you?
The drugstore at 4th and Oak.
I'll be there in 15 minutes. You get a map and figure out your maximum range.
What for?
We're gonna find this guy.
There you are. Well, you got a working area mapped out?
Yeah, but it seems to go on forever. There's blocks and blocks of buildings and warehouses. Where do we start?
Well, first we're going to break this up into quadrants and isolate the target to one. Any ideas which one we should start on?
Not really. Well, maybe. I've got a feeling he's north.
A hunch, huh? Good. Okay, that's where we'll start. Now, where does this circle cross Oak to the north?
On Ferndale Drive.
Okay, let's go.
It's been so long. Paul, are you there? What's happened? Where are you? You promised you'd help me. Maybe I can reach him. Reach out beyond this darkness. Paul? Are you there? Paul? Paul? Maybe he's not there anymore. Maybe he's not coming back. He's abandoned me and I'm all alone again. Maybe. Why am I kidding myself? Maybe he's not real. I could have been hallucinating. I can't stand it. This isn't real. It isn't.
Okay, Ferndale and Oak. Now try making contact.
Hello? Are you there? Are you still there? No, he's not there. We're too late.
Hey, ever think we might be out of range? Now let's head in a different direction and cut down our search area. Draw a circle to mark the radius of this range on the map. Then all we have to do is check out the rest of the circle. Okay, let me see now. We'll try south. Here. Right near the Outer Loop Road. Okay, so we didn't find him on the outer loop. We've cut down the original area to something manageable. Don't throw in the towel yet, Paul. Not when we've still got a chance.
Well, I hope you're right, Chuck. I hope you're right.
Of course I'm right. Well, from here we'll be able to cover the rest of the area. He's got to be around here. All right, Paul, do your stuff.
Are you there? You've got to be there. It's Paul. Answer me. Nothing. I can't reach him.
Sorry, Paul. We tried. We tried everything we could. Hey, I know a quiet bar nearby. Can I buy you a drink?
Yeah, I could really use one about now.
Just another John Doe somewhere. Probably read about him in the paper tomorrow. Too bad. It could have been my byline. This type of stuff really sells papers.
Where am I? Oh, I'm awake again. How long? I've got to get out of here, wherever here is. Paul, where are you? You promised you'd help. You've got to come back.
I'm here. I thought you'd gone.
Oh, God, you are real. I was beginning to think I'd imagined you. It seemed like such a long time ago.
It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. You may have your story yet.
What?
I've made contact.
Okay, where to?
I'm not sure. But we have to find him before he breaks contact again.
Okay, let's see the map.
You're really there, aren't you, Paul?
Yes, I'm here. And I'm going to stay with you until we find you. Can you remember anything about where you are?
No, nothing. I'm alone in the darkness.
It's okay. We'll find you. I only hope it's in time.
In time?
Yes. We don't know your condition. Time could be critical. Anything you can do to help us?
I can't. Don't you understand?
Relax. Just relax.
There's nothing else I can do.
Good. Now you've gained telepathic functions. You can send and receive. See if you can pick up the thoughts of anyone nearby.
I can't seem to. Nothing. No, I can't hear anyone but you. Paul, don't leave me.
I won't. We'll find you soon.
I hope so.
Of course. What an idiot I am. Dumb. I mean, I am really dumb. How could I have overlooked it when it's practically on top of us?
What is it?
Here, on the map. It's been under our noses all along.
The hospital?
Right. Where else would you expect to find someone who can't see, hear, or feel? Someone in a coma?
Let's go. This has to be it. I can feel him stronger than ever before. Too strong to be coming from anywhere else.
Well, let's check it out. If he's in a coma, he'd have to be in intensive care.
I'm here. Really here. Looking at you.
I can feel you now. Feel you're near me. Come closer.
Paul, would you mind stepping out here for a minute? Hey, Paul, answer me.
What?
You're acting like you're hypnotized or something. Snap out of it and come here.
Why?
I think you should see this.
What is it?
Look at the name on the door. Jerry Feeders.
So?
Don't you ever read the papers? He's the child killer, the one convicted a few months ago. The inmates at the state pen have no more use for his kind than the rest of us. They got hold of him, beat him to a pulp. The nurse says he's not expected to live through the night.
Paul, come here. I need you near me. I'm dying, aren't I, Paul? Come closer. I need someone near me before I go. I don't want to be alone. Come closer before it's too late.
I'm coming.
Hey, Paul, what are you doing? Come back here. Come on, Paul. Hey, quit acting weird and let's go get that drink. Paul.
He needs me. What can I do?
Touch me. Even if I can't feel you, I'll know you're touching me.
I'm touching you now. Can you feel it?
No, but your presence is so strong. I can feel you with my mind, like we were one. I need you, Paul. Need you. I don't want to die. It's too soon. I have so much to do.
Everyone feels that way, but there's nothing that can be done to change that.
Oh, but there is. There's so much to do. Don't you want to help me, Paul? Help me kill again? You have everything I need to finish the work I've begun. In time, you'll learn to love the feeling of exhilaration as you squeeze the life out of some young, helpless creature.
No, I won't let you use me.
It's too late. We're already merging. I can feel your will breaking. You're such a fool, Paul. What you call compassion, I call weakness. You've enabled me to take over your physical being so my life can go on.
No, I won't let you.
You have no choice. Give up, Paul. I'm stronger than you. Soon I'll have complete control over you.
I'll never let you. I can still stop you.
Don't resist. It's a waste of energy. There is nothing you can do. Nothing except give up and let me have your body.
No, there is one thing, one way to stop you, and that is my choice. My choice to protect all the innocent children you would prey upon.
What are you doing? No, you can't!
I can. We're 7 stories up, and that is more than enough to stop you forever.
Paul! No! Oh, God! Paul!
You're shivering, boy.
Yeah, it's just so cold. The North Sea is colder than I expected, especially for September.
First timer, huh? Not so bad. I can remember much worse, but never stranger.
What do you mean?
The secret mission we're on. A submarine is too small a place for secrets. Take our passengers, that weird little doctor, the SS major, and the sickly-looking corporal, all holed up in the fore torpedo room. They have a secret. A dark secret, if you ask me.
I guess you get used to secret missions in Zephyra's undersea service.
Yes, they come up, but this time even the Capitan doesn't know what it's about. And it makes me nervous. So do these foolish orders.
You shouldn't talk that way, Eric. Someone might hear you.
Let's him. Hunting on the surface in broad daylight, target for every Allied aircraft and ship is madness. Keep your eyes glued to the horizon, boy. Unless you want to wind up like this boat's first crew.
First crew?
Dead.
Dead?
Yeah, the U-753 is a death ship.
No.
No, then you haven't heard. Hans, you should always check out the boat's history before you climb aboard.
If you've got something to say, old man, let's have it.
You've seen the skull and crossbones on the side of the conning tower.
Yes, with knock and knock beneath.
Yes, with knock to knock written beneath it. Again and again. A prophetic statement. They tried to paint over it, but every time they thought they'd erase that grinning skull, it returned. Like a ghost refusing to accept its fate. Finally, they gave up. No amount of paint could hide it. Or the curse on this boat and all who sail her.
Curse? So far, the only curse I see out here is the damn cold ocean spray. And running on the surface in daylight for any enemy to see.
The real enemy is among us, Hans. Just as it was with the first crew.
Enough of this crazy talk.
But it's true. Trouble plagued the first crew from the very beginning. Leaking pipes, oil slicks, popping rivets, strange sounds.
I heard some strange sounds last night. They sounded like growls coming from the forward torpedo room. But then I guess the mind can play tricks on you, right?
It's not your mind. It's this ship. Our last Capitan blamed everything on sabotage in his log.
I've heard of the resistance infiltrating our bases in France and Norway.
Yes, but sabotage can't explain why this ship was reported lost on May 15th, 1943, almost 4 months ago the day. She was even written off by Berlin.
Yeah, but she was found.
Yeah, she was found, running on the surface, heading for her home port.
Other boats have been reported lost only to return. There's nothing so mysterious in that.
U-753 is different. Her crew was dead.
Dead?
Every last man.
What happened?
No one really knows for certain, but... Aha! Alarm! Aircraft off port bow! Get below!
Dive! Dive! Think he saw us?
He couldn't help but see us, Herr Capitan.
Take her down to 30 meters and level off. And turn off that alarm.
Rig full depth. Charges.
Hard to starboard.
We've got 40 seconds before he comes around again.
Let's hope the pilot guesses wrong.
Who's wrong? What's wrong? Are we sinking? Tell me.
Look at the good doctor, all decked out in his life jacket. Ha! Fat lot of good it'll do down here.
Damn it, Lieutenant. Tell me, are we sinking? Are we in danger?
We are always in danger out here, Herr Doctor, especially when we are forced to expose ourselves to the enemy with no regard to our own safety.
What are you talking about?
Orders, forcing us to run on the surface in daylight to recharge our batteries when it is so much safer to do so at night.
There's no need to worry, Doctor. This Englishman is not such a good guesser this time.
Then we're not sinking?
No, we were lucky. You can take off your life jacket now. It wouldn't be of much good so far into the sea anyway.
Oh, I thought... I apologize, Herr Capitan. Excuse me.
Yes, go back to your hole with your secrets, Herr Doctor.
Careful, number one. He might hear you. The wrong words to the wrong man could put you in a penal detachment.
Jawohl, Herr Captain. But that man...
Do not confuse the man with the orders. They could be very different.
They've taken away our torpedoes and turned us into a defenseless floating coffin. How else am I to feel?
I know what you mean, Kurt. I know what you mean.
No, Doctor. The Captain is asleep and is not to be disturbed.
But this is very important, Lieutenant Dortmund. I must insist on speaking with him now.
What is it, Kurt?
It's Dr. Bock. He wishes to speak with you.
It's all right, Kurt. I'm awake now. Come in, Doctor. That would be all, Kurt.
Jawohl, Captain.
Thank you for seeing me. I'm sorry to have disturbed your sleep.
It wasn't much of a sleep.
Yes. I've barely closed my eyes since coming aboard.
It's nothing to worry about, Doctor.
The sounds beneath the sea are strange ones.
Well, you get used to them. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about?
Yeah. I'm afraid I must insist you keep your men out of the forward torpedo room between the hours of 9 p.m. and 6 a.m.
A submarine is very cramped to begin with. And now you want to cut our space down by almost 1/3? Doctor, even with a skeleton crew, it would be almost...
Captain, it's essential to my mission.
How?
I cannot tell you, but you must believe me. Last night, someone tried to enter the area. Fortunately, the Major had insisted on locking the door and no harm was done. But I can't afford to have the incident repeated. There would be reports.
Very well. I will take care of it. Is there anything else?
Getting used to these noises must be easier for some than others. You must have been born to the sea.
No, I come from Bavaria.
Born in the mountains when you take to the sea?
With the war, you do what you have to do. I'd never even seen the sea until 1939, the year I first set sail.
Then you are an old hand.
Even the young grow old quickly in this war, if they're lucky.
Unlike the first crew of this boat.
Ah, so you've heard. Yes, luck deserted them.
Some would say that.
Silly superstitions. Chlorine gas kills a crew. Seawater mixed with battery acid. It happens.
From the stories, I would have thought the devil himself put his stamp on this submarine's fate.
Like I said, superstition.
Yes. It's like the story I heard before we left Norway, just a few days ago, in fact.
Norway has many interesting stories. It must have something to do with those mysterious fjords.
This was a werewolf.
Like in the cinema?
Yes, but I was assured the story was true.
Aren't they all?
This one begins with a Kaufjäger detachment.
Headhunters?
That's what the SS calls its anti-partisan groups. These men guard the northernmost rail lines in Norway. One day they came across a resistance group trying to blow up a trestle, a supply train approaching. It should have been a simple matter to disarm and capture those men. But, well, perhaps the cold had slowed our men's reaction time. The skirmish turned into a running battle, leading our men deep into a very remote part of the countryside. They caught up with the Norwegians near a small woodcutter's cabin. A fierce battle ensued. The Norwegians put up a good fight, but the Fuhrer's superior forces prevailed. They took the cabin around sunset. Only one partisan remained alive.
I suppose the SS took care of him quickly.
No. They have standing orders to bring in resistance members for questioning. Anyway, it was too late to make their way back to base. So they stayed in the cabin, the prisoners securely bound and one man on guard duty. Late that night, as the guard watched the full moon rise above the treetops to shine brightly down on the snow-covered countryside, he sensed something happening, something evil. First it was an uneasy feeling, a prickling on his neck. Then he heard the sounds. He spun around and what he saw filled him with terror. The prisoner was struggling with his bonds, his face contorted, his hands misshapen claws, long patches of hair on his face and arms, his muscles bulged, his clothes ripping. In an instant he was free. The guard's screams woke the others. In the dim light inside the cabin, the men witnessed the gruesome death of their comrade as the werewolf tore him apart with fang and claw, then turned on the rest. They quickly exhausted their remaining ammunition, finally using their rifles as clubs to fight it off, but it was no use. One by one they perished, no match for the incredible strength of the werewolf. In the end, only one SS man was left alive. His only weapon, a dagger. He held the dagger before him, expecting death to take him. The werewolf towered over him, snarling, closing in for the kill. He lunged, his long white fangs aimed at the soldier's jugular. As his teeth brushed the soldier's neck, the dagger plunged deep into its heart. The lifeless body of the werewolf slumped heavily on top of the soldier.
Bullets couldn't stop this creature, but a small dagger killed it. Come now, doctor!
Yes, a dagger killed the werewolf! A dagger sheathed in silver. It's the only thing which can kill a werewolf.
I see.
A search party found the SS man wandering in the woods several days later. He was dazed and incoherent, babbling about men who become wolves. Of course, he was hospitalized for exposure and his injuries.
And so, a rumor of werewolves is born from the ravings of a madman. You tell a good story, Herr Doctor. I could almost hear the howls of the creature myself.
But there is more, Capitan. While the soldier was confined to hospital, the doctors witnessed a remarkable occurrence.
More remarkable than what happened to the soldier?
It is what happened to the soldier. His ravings continued, and the doctors had to restrain him and keep him under close observation for some time. By the time of the next full moon, his delirium had taken him over completely. He began to growl and make sounds like a wolf. The doctors believed this to be a mental aberration until the physical changes began. He grew hair and fangs and claws. He too was a werewolf.
And I suppose they killed him with silver scalpels.
Kill him? No, these were German doctors, men of science. They will most likely study him to death. Pick him apart to find out all they can about the process.
You do tell a good story, Doctor.
Yes, a good story, yes. Probably one started by the resistance to find out how gullible we are. But I've wasted too much of your time, and it's getting late. I have enjoyed our little talk. Perhaps we can continue later on, about less gruesome goings-on.
Yes. Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Capitan.
Capitan!
Good morning, Kurt. Well, I shall record in our logbooks that the morning of September 13th dawned clear. Does not bode well for us.
I suppose a cloudy day was too much to ask for. Capitan, there were reports of noises coming from the forward torpedo room last night.
Noises?
They were growls.
Who reported them?
Emil, Müller, and Schumann.
All reported the same sounds.
Yes, Captain. The men are getting edgy. They have not seen the Major or Corporal since they came on board. And now these strange sounds come from behind a locked door.
Probably nothing the crew should be concerned about. I will speak with the doctor.
Jawohl. Captain to Central.
What is it, Good?
Oil pressure is dropping steadily. The engineer thinks a line is broken.
Sounds like the type of tricks the resistance plays while our boats are being repaired. Shoddy welding, so connections will come apart at sea. Can Wilhelm fix it?
Only if we surface.
Then we surface. We can't have an oil slick signaling our presence to every Tommy with a depth charge.
But our orders, it's already dock topside.
No orders includes the needless sacrifice of our boat.
Jawohl, Captain. Stand by the surface!
What? What did he say?
We are surfacing.
You can't! You have your orders!
We must!
I can't allow it! Your orders are from Donitz himself!
The Befehlshaber der Unterseeboats feels very strongly about captains who lose their boats. Good, set the watch.
Captain!
While you're here, I'd like to ask you about sounds my crew has reported coming from the forward torpedo room. You wouldn't have a werewolf locked in there with you, would you?
Captain, you still have time. Dive before it's too late!
What was that?
Please, Captain, if you value your life and the lives of your crew, dive!
Service, Captain.
Watch topside and send out the repair crew.
Captain, did you hear that?
The whole crew heard it. What is it, Doctor?
I warned you, Captain. Warned you, but you wouldn't listen, and now it's too late.
Too late for what?
He's changed!
Change? Who? What are you babbling about? Tell me, damn you!
We are all doomed!
Kurt, secure that watertight door!
But the Major and the Corporal is still in there.
Do as I say! Now, Doctor, what is going on here?
You would not believe me. I have seen it with my own eyes, and I still don't believe it.
Open the hatch! At the end, it's almost loose. Captain?
Bring me a machine pistol and some grenades.
Grenades?
Yeah.
Jawohl, Captain.
Help me! Open the hatch! Help me! For God's sake, help me!
Goodbye, Major. We shall all follow soon.
Enough of that! Tell me what is happening.
I should think you would know, Captain. The story I told you last night, it was true. The corporal we were escorting back to the fatherland, he's the one found wandering in the woods. The one attacked by a werewolf. He is now a werewolf.
Why?
He was to be studied.
The experts said the water would diffuse the effects of the moon's ray. It seemed to work. He would only change a little each night. Those were the growls your crew heard, but now he has changed completely. He killed the major, and now he'll come for me. Then you!
The grenades and pistol, Captain.
Secure the grenades around the hatch so they will explode if it is opened.
Jawohl.
It won't help. Nothing can help us now.
Alarm! Englander aircraft approaching. Do we dive?
9, man the guns.
Jawohl.
Grenades in place, Capitan.
I wanted to destroy the beast, but they wanted to make more. An army of werewolves to serve the Führer.
That was close.
Damage report.
Grenades are useless. There's nothing that will stop the beast now.
Engine room taking on water.
Give the order to abandon ship. Set the charges. Get the life rafts into the water. Now, Doctor, you get a chance to use your life jacket.
There is no escape. We have made a pact with the devil, and he has sent this beast to collect.
Cort, take the doctor topside and put him in a raft. I imagine Berlin will be very interested in his report.
There's no use, Capitan. We are all doomed.
We're not the ones doomed, Herr Doctor. My head. Got to get topside. Cort? Doctor? Gone. Oh, gone. That last explosion. My God! Stay back! Back! Back, I say!
Well, number one, have you seen to our guests?
All bedded down, sir. That U-boat skipper came around for a moment and wanted to know where he was. Told him we were His Britannic Majesty's armed trawler what fished him out of the water. For him not to give us any trouble if we'd throw him back.
What did he have to say to that?
Not much. Just mumbled something that sounded like nach und nach.
What about the other one?
Not a peep since we pulled him out of the drink, sir.
What an odd haul, eh, what?
What's that, sir?
A U-boat skipper and an SS corporal. Not your run-of-the-mill catch out here.
Nothing would surprise me anymore, sir.
I suppose you're right.
What was a bit odd with the wounds?
Wounds?
On that U-boat skipper, sir. Went from shrapnel, and more like scratches and bites they were, like he'd been attacked by some kind of animal.
And the corporal?
Well, he was covered with blood, but when we cleaned him up, we couldn't find a scratch on him. Oh, look! Moon's coming up off the starboard bow.
Ah, Hunter's Moon.
A what?
It's what we used to call a full moon this time of year. A Hunter's Moon.
Die, American pig!
Mr. Parish?
What?
Mr. Parish, if you'll come with me, we're ready for the press conference now.
I don't think I can do this.
It'll be all right. Just relax. Just do as we discussed, and everything will be fine.
Why don't they get this thing over with?
Come along, Mr. Parish. Everything is going to be fine.
The room feels like it's spinning.
Yes, in the rear, in the rear.
Council Herron, where are the hijackers now?
As you know, the hijackers agreed to release both the plane and its passengers and turn themselves over to the custody of the People's Liberation Militia here. Aside from that, we have no specific information on their whereabouts at this time.
Yes,
over there.
Mr. Consul, can you confirm any of the rumors that the hijackers were in fact members of the PLM, and that consequently there is very little likelihood of their being prosecuted for their actions?
We have no confirmation on that. Now, I'd like to reiterate here that in this, as in all hostage situations, the government of the United States does not support the making of deals with terrorists. The negotiations which were conducted by Colonel Mahmoud of the PLM with the terrorists were undertaken with the understanding that no deals would be made by the United States. Although we deplore the murder of Mr. Parish, we do wish to point out that none of the remaining hostages was harmed, and their release was negotiated without incident. The disposition of the terrorists is now up to the People's Liberation Militia. We would certainly urge them to turn these terrorists over to a competent authority to stand trial for their crimes. We would similarly urge any responsible government in whose jurisdiction these terrorists may be found to detain them so that they may answer these charges. Yes, on the side there. Yes, you.
The difficulty in getting food and water out to the plane, was that a genuine snafu or an additional negotiating ploy as has been suggested?
As American consul here, I don't think it would be proper for me to confirm or deny anything that might involve the actual negotiating process. Yes.
Mr. Consul, is there any further information on the murdered man?
All we have is in the handout. Now, the murdered man was Russell Parish Sr. He was 68 years old and a veterinarian originally from Butte, Montana. As near as we can tell, Mr. Parish was chosen at random from the passengers who were carrying American passports. Mr. Parish's son, Russell Jr., 36 years old, also a veterinarian, was also on board the plane and witnessed his father's death. I should like to take this opportunity to mention, since there has been some confusion on the point, that the agricultural station maintained by Mr. Parish and his son in Chad is not a Peace Corps project, as has been stated elsewhere. It is strictly a private and, may I say, humanitarian venture. Now, Mr. Parish Jr. has confirmed this to me in person and has agreed to read a statement on this point.
Mr. Parish.
What? What?
Your statement, sir.
Oh yes, sorry. My name is Russell Parish Jr. For the past 3 years, my father and I have operated an agricultural station near Canaram in southwestern Chad, serving the farmers and herdsmen there. As Mr. Heron has said, we were not affiliated with the Peace Corps or with any other government agency or indeed any government. We were there because of my father's belief that good things ought to be shared and that people need to help each other in a direct and personal way.
Thank you, Mr. Parish. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the
Thank
press
you, Mr.
conference.
Parish. If you'll just come
Wait,
with me.
wait! There's something that has to be said concerning my father's shooting. I saw it happen. I saw the terrorist captain hold his machine gun to my father's side and pull the trigger. I saw my father's body fall out of the doorway. For the next several hours, I was in a state of shock. I sat in my seat, seeing my father die over and over again. I couldn't bear it. I wanted these men to pay for their crimes, and I didn't know how to bring this about. Close to the end of the third day, I guess when the negotiations for food and water had broken down, the hijackers began commandeering any food or drink the passengers had for themselves. On the seat next to me was a bottle of Retsina wine that my father had purchased in Athens. Shortly before the hijackers had made themselves known, he'd persuaded a stewardess to let him open the bottle and to bring him a glass so he could sample it. I emptied into this bottle the contents of a small vial I had with me. A little while later, the terrorists took the wine and each of them drank it. In fact, they finished the bottle. The vial that I emptied into the bottle contained a culture of a new and particularly virulent strain of anthrax. Now, this particular strain of anthrax was discovered by my father several months ago. We found it resistant to all known treatments, including antibiotics and conventional anti-anthrax serum. He and I were returning from the College of Veterinary Medicine of London University, where we'd spent the past few weeks developing a serum against this new strain. We were bringing the serum back to our station. I intend to carry on with this mission in a day or two. In case you don't know, anthrax is a bacterial disease that attacks all warm-blooded animals, including man. Its early symptoms include a rise in temperature, shortness of breath, excessive thirst, and trembling. As the disease becomes advanced, the trembling is replaced by convulsions, and there is often a bloody discharge from the body orifices. Death normally occurs in a few days. There's no cure for this disease apart from the serum that we have developed. I must warn those who shelter the hijackers that close contact should be avoided. After these men have died, their bodies should be burnt completely, along with clothing, bedding, and personal belongings. On no account should the body simply be buried, since this would cause contamination of the soil. Now, these precautions should prevent the spread of the disease. In a few days, it will have done its work. Those responsible for my father's death will themselves die a miserable and painful death like the animals they are.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that we're out of time. We can't have any more questions. Mr. Parish is very tired. He's gone through a great shock, and I'm afraid that we have to end this question session exactly right now. No, I'm very sorry. Thank you for coming today.
Mr. Parish, come with me right now.
What's going on? Where are we going?
We're going to the consul's office. You're to wait for him there. Please sit down in here, Mr. Parish. Stay right in this room, and for God's sakes, don't talk with anyone.
Well, there's no going back. It's too late now.
Look, if we can't get a secure line to the Capitol, then we just have to try Washington directly. Now just do it! Quickly! Mr. Parish, now do you have any idea of the amount of trouble you've caused me? Let alone yourself?
Yes, sir.
Look, this is a very politically sensitive area. When the locals here aren't hijacking planes, they're busy blowing up each other or trying to kidnap people like me. Now, in light of these facts, I would like to know just what in the hell is the matter with you?
They killed my father!
Aaron, no. Now, look, I want them on the bus and back in the hotel. All of them. No reporters, no interviews. What? Look, I don't care if it's Pulitzer back from the dead. No reporters. All right. Mr. Parish, please believe me. I am truly sorry for what has happened to you. I'm sure that it was a shattering experience to see
My father was the world to me. It's because of him that I became a vet.
I know.
He was all the family I had. When those men killed him, I went all cold.
Yeah.
As hot as it was in that plane, I was freezing. And as I sat there, I understood it was up to me somehow to stop these men, to punish them. I knew if they made it off the plane, they would never be caught. There are too many people around here who'd protect them no matter what they'd done. They'd get away, maybe kill somebody else another time. Look, I'm not a brave man, Mr. Heron. I couldn't have wrestled away a gun and shot them.
I know.
I was just too badly frightened.
I know.
I'm still frightened now. I had to fight them with the weapons I had. I just couldn't sit there and do nothing.
Aaron. What? Well, how many? They said what? What time is it now? Yeah, all right, 10 minutes. Mr. Parish, from one point of view, I can scarcely blame you. And from another, it just was a damned irresponsible thing to do.
I know.
Now, I've got a room full of reporters down the hall just waiting to eat me alive. And I've just gotten word there's a mob forming outside.
God.
It's only a matter of time before the formal protests start piling up from every militia and every political faction in the city. Everybody and his uncle is going to have something to say about this. Now, I need some answers from you so I can give some answers to them. Now, tell me just what kind of a public health threat are we talking about here?
Well, if they follow the precautions I mentioned, there's almost no chance of an infection spreading.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I had to make this statement, you see, to warn them.
Yeah, but if someone else should come down with it, couldn't this turn into an epidemic?
Well, it's not all that easy to catch anthrax from another human being. You can get the flu a lot more easily. The greatest danger would be to anyone who came in contact with the bodies. Even then, it wouldn't be difficult for a competent doctor to diagnose.
Yes, but you said it was a new strain.
Yes, but only with regard to its intensity and resistance to traditional treatments. And now that people know what they're up against,
Aaron,
I mean, what?
What? No! No, the United States government does not advocate germ warfare.
Oh, God.
Wilton! Now what the hell are you doing? I want you to hold these calls. Hey, it sounds like one hell of a way to die, Mr. Parish.
I'm not proud of this, Mr. Heron, believe me. I didn't think it was in me to do it. All my life I've been taught to protect all living things, as my father did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel now the way I've always felt when I had to cull the diseased animals from a herd and destroy them. It's a terrible thing, but it had to be done.
Heron, I need an escort right away for Mr. Parish. Right away in my office. Now look, I've got to talk to those reporters now, Mr. Parish.
Okay.
You are going back to the hotel, and I don't want you to speak to anyone.
All right.
Now, we're going to get you out on the first available plane. Don't go anywhere, and don't speak to anyone till we contact you.
Right.
Now, I think the security's pretty tight at the hotel, but we'll see what we can do about beefing it up. Come in? Mr. Parish, this is Mr. Gaffney and Mr. Spode.
Gentlemen.
They're going to take you to the hotel. Use the unmarked car, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Parish, will you please come with us?
Of course.
The parking area is down here, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, would you sit in the back, please?
Yes, of course.
Oh, the crowd's getting bigger.
God.
Well, Mr. Parish, could you just slide down in your seat until we pass these people?
All right.
Which militia was that? I couldn't see. Riot cops.
Riots? I never thought of that. Do you think someone might be hurt?
I couldn't say, sir. You don't have to worry, Mr. Parish. Security's very good at the hotel. It's an American chain.
That's good.
Here we are. Hey, who's upstairs?
Beckmeister.
Well, I'll call him from the desk phone and tell him we're here.
Don't look so nervous, Mr. Parish. You're safe now.
Yes, thank you.
Beckmeister says come on up. He says they called and left a message. We got to get right back.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Parish. Your room's just down the hall. Do you have your key?
Yes, I do.
Please go straight to your room. Don't leave the room for any reason, and don't talk to anyone.
Okay.
Mr. Beckmeister from the consulate will be by in a little while to see if you need anything.
Thank you. Oh, God, where am I going? I can't even remember my room number. 817. Here it is. Oh, my God!
Oh, you remember us, yes? There is a knife you feel under your chin. Jamal will surely cut your throat if you make the noise. Do you understand? Do you understand?
I understand.
Very good. Jamal.
All three of them from the plane. Oh, my God. How did you get in here?
You do not think to see us again, You think you do what you do and not see us again?
Oh, my God.
Or you think you are safe, yes, in American's hotel? No, my cousin is steward here. Family is of much importance to us.
Yes, to me too.
We do not waste time. We come for serum.
It's not here.
Oh, you goat, doctor. You make to fool us one time, but you cannot do again.
Let go of me.
You think we do not search? You think we cannot find this little bottle for medicine?
God.
You do not hide it so very well. See what this label says? Anthrax serum? So we have this medicine and we have you.
No, you don't.
You know what is dose. So now you will tell us this.
No.
No. Better. You will do for us.
What if I won't?
I think you will.
No.
I think we must hold you up, or you tremble much. Joseph Jamar.
Hands off me.
We use this towel so you do not make the noise. Oh, you call us animal, yes? Now I show you what is animal. You capitalistic slime.
What's he gonna do with that pistol? No!
Dr. Hakim, intensive care.
Dr. Jazeel.
Yes.
Doctor, I'm Whitley Heron, the American consul.
Yes, they told me you were waiting.
Yes, Doctor, it's vitally important that I speak to Mr. Parish.
No, this is out of the question. Mr. Parish has suffered a very severe trauma. 4 of his ribs were broken, his nose was broken, and his jaw was shattered. I am not sure we were able to save the left eye. He's been sedated. Mr. Parish is in no condition to speak to anyone.
Doctor, please, this is official business. It's really most terribly important. I won't take a moment longer than I have to.
Well, I don't know. I cannot do this.
Doctor, damn it, I must talk to the man.
Very well, but I must be present.
Agreed.
Come this way. Mr. Parish. Mr. Parish, can you hear me?
Oh, Christ, they really did a job on him. Mr. Parish, it's Heron. Now, I need to ask you some questions.
Okay, Mr. Heron.
Now, there's no point in asking you who did this to you. This just didn't have to happen, Mr. Parish. Now, I've got a feeling that I've been had, but I think you've been had a lot worse. Now, we got a call from the Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine at London University. And he says you and your father were involved in a research project about anthrax, but that's all. And he's more than just a little bit worried about this completely new strain that he's heard nothing about. Now, the Dean told me that no responsible vet would board a commercial flight with a bottle of anthrax germs in his pocket. He says that biological samples are kept in a secure container of some kind and travel in a baggage compartment. I'm a little embarrassed about that. I should have thought of that one myself.
Mr. Consul, please don't take too long.
All right. Now, I think you're a responsible man, Mr. Parish. At least I think you were when you boarded that plane. Now, the desk clerk says there's something of yours in the hotel safe. The log describes it as a small case. Now, that could be anything, I guess, but I think I know what's in it. And I don't think you had it with you when you were on the plane. Now, that leads me to wonder exactly just what the hell you've been up to. You've had us chasing our tails, Parish. Now, you might have figured those men would come after you. But if you were counting on them being caught, well, you're in for a cruel disappointment. Now, why did you subject yourself to this?
Had to convince.
Had to convince? Well, it looks like they're the ones who did the convincing. They might have killed you, man.
They wanted serum.
Serum? What serum? There's no serum. There was nothing in that wine. Those men don't have anthrax, do they? Do they?
They do now.
Dusty? Dusty? Are you in here?
In here, Doc.
Oh, what is this place? I've never been down here before.
It's the basement of the old part of the jail. Hasn't been used in 15 years, till tonight. Hey, Doc, now don't you look fine?
You like the dress?
I sure do. Little fancy for this place, though, don't you think?
Well, I was on my way to the dinner dance at the country club when the sheriff called. I never should have gotten one of those beepers. Back when my father was practicing medicine around here, his patients had to wait until he called in. Now they can find you anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, ain't modern technology great?
Oh, yeah, great. Well, what is it this time, Dusty? When I signed up as a psychiatric consultant to the sheriff's department, I didn't think there'd be any nighttime emergencies way out here in the middle of nowhere.
Well, even nowhere has its problems. And that's our current one. Come on in here and let me lock up.
What's wrong with him?
Now, Doc, that's your job.
Right, Dusty. Well, what's going on, and why is he down here instead of the regular jail?
Well, his name's Conklin. Here's the paperwork on him.
You brought in for trying to pass a forged prescription for amphetamines and assault?
He punched old Hal when he wouldn't fill the prescription. Shut up in there! He's been singing that song since he's pulled in here. That's why the sheriff had him put down here. He's causing a riot with other prisoners. Guess they weren't as patriotic as I am.
So why didn't he just get shipped to the county hospital mental ward?
Well, the sheriff wanted him checked out first. Says there's too many criminals getting off by just acting crazy.
Now, that word's not used in my profession, Dusty.
Well, maybe not, but I've been down here with him for 3 hours, and I say he's crazy. Now all we need is for you to say so, and I can get rid of him and back to the real world. I only got 58 more days until my retirement, and I don't want to spend it in a nut house, which is where I'll be if I have to keep listening to him.
Well, it doesn't sound like he'll be able to hold out much longer anyway. Well, we better get this one over with. Where is he?
Yeah. Here he is, Doc. This here's Dr. Zanelli, Conklin. Now, you be nice.
Water. Speak of water, please.
Yeah, hold on. You step back away from the bars and be nice to the doc. I'll be right back, Doc. You watch him now.
So, Mr. Conklin, how are you feeling? You look like you could use a little sleep.
Can't sleep.
All you need to do is lie down and close your eyes.
Can't sleep. Can't sleep.
Hold it down, Conklin. Remember who you're talking to.
Sorry.
Here's your water.
Oh.
If you'd quit screeching, you wouldn't need a drink like that, you know.
Can I be alone with him, Dusty?
No way. You know better than that. He could get violent.
Can I at least get into his cell to talk to him?
Oh, all right. But you keep your distance. I'll be right out here.
Well, Mr. Conklin, why don't you sit down and we'll talk?
Can't sit down. Have to keep moving.
Do you mind if I sit?
No. You really a doctor, or are you a cop?
I'm a psychiatrist at the county hospital. I work for the sheriff's department when they need me.
And they think they need you now? I'm not crazy. All I need is something to keep me awake.
Like amphetamine?
Yeah. You got any? I've got to stay awake.
Why is that, Mr. Conklin?
I just have to. That's all.
There must be a reason.
No. No. You'd think I was crazy if I told you. And I'm not.
Then why don't you sit down and tell me?
I told you. I can't sit down. I'll fall asleep if I sit down.
And why is it that you don't want to fall asleep?
Oh, I want to sleep. I'd give anything in the world to be able to just lie down and fall into a nice, peaceful sleep. But there's no peace in sleep. None. It's been 4 days now. God, 4 days. But I can't let myself.
Why not?
I don't want to die.
And you feel you'll die if you fall asleep? Why is that?
Can't tell you.
I can't help you if you won't talk to me.
You'll get me something to keep me awake?
I can't make promises when I don't know what's going on.
All right. All right, I'll tell you. It started about a week ago. I guess it was a week ago. I had a dream. I was in some kind of a cell. Not like this one. Everything was stone. Cold. Damp. Like a dungeon. The dogs barking. Far away. Ferocious sounding. I was alone there. These two men came in and grabbed me. I fought them. I fought them hard, but they dragged me down this passageway. This passageway till we came to a big wooden door. I tried to get away. It was no use. Too strong.
And then what happened?
I woke up. That's all. I just woke up.
I see.
No, you don't. I woke up from the nightmare with sore arms. I had bruises on my arms where those guys were holding me.
Are they still there?
No! That was a week ago. I think it was a week ago. I don't know. Time's gotten all mixed up.
I understand, Mr. Conklin. And then what happened?
I had the same dream. The next night. Everything. The same. Everything except...
Except what?
Except I didn't wake up when we reached the door this time. There was a stone staircase on the other side. The stone was all worn down in the middle like thousands of people had gone up before me. I tried to get away, but they held on to me and dragged me up those stairs. The dogs got louder the closer we got to the top. The climb seemed to take a lifetime, but when we got to the top, there was another door. They opened it. And on the other side was this huge room. It had a high ceiling that got lost in the darkness. There were torches on the walls. It was primitive, savage. I tried to break away, but one of them slapped me hard across the face. I woke up then, but I couldn't get the sounds of those dogs out of my head. And my lip was bleeding. And it hurt. It hurt something awful.
You could have simply bitten your lip in your sleep.
Sure, Doctor. I could have. But I didn't. I was there. I was there the first night. And they brought me back.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know. But they can get me only if I'm asleep. Don't you understand? I can't go to sleep or they'll get me back there.
Look, and just why do you think these people want you?
Oh, I know that. I know. I found out on the third night. That night, it all happened again. The same as before, but this time they got me into that big room. There was a pit sunken into the floor in the middle of the room. That's where the dogs were. The guards pushed me to the edge of the pit so I could look down into it. There must have been a dozen or more dogs or wolves or something. I could see their eyes reflected in the torchlight. They went crazy when they saw me, howling, snarling, fighting each other. The walls of the pit were made of smooth stone so they couldn't climb up. But I remember seeing stains on the sides. I wasn't sure what it was at first. Not until I saw the bones scattered on the floor being kicked about by the dogs as they fought for position. Then I found out what the stains were. They were dried blood. Human blood. From the human bones down in the pit. And the smell. God, the smell. It was horrible. The stench of death. I felt like throwing up. Still feel that way when I think of it. Then I heard something from above me. Something in the darkness as my eyes became accustomed to the darkness. I made out some kind of a balcony with dark shapes, like people up there watching, waiting. Then the guards started pushing me again, pushing me in. I fought them. I fought, but I couldn't. My foot began to slip. I couldn't hold on any longer. And I screamed. I screamed so loud I woke myself up.
Mr. Conklin. Mr. Conklin.
God. Oh my God. My God. I can't sleep. They'll get me again if I fall asleep. They'll throw me into that pit. And I'll die.
And you've managed to stay awake for 4 days now?
I've tried everything. Coffee at first till it made me sick. Walking at night. I didn't dare sit down. Couldn't do anything. Went to my doctor, tried to get something. He looked at me like I was crazy. I'm not crazy. Must have sounded that way, though. That's when it hit me that no one would believe me. It was just a dream to them. It was real to me, but not to them. Anyway, that's when I stole the prescription pad. I figured I'd have a better chance to get something in a small town drugstore than in the city. That's why I came out here. But the guy saw right through me right away. Started giving me a rough time. I guess I went a little.
Yes.
Nothing.
I see.
You're gonna help me, Doctor. You gotta help me.
Of course I'll help you, Mr. Conklin. Just take it easy. Everything will be fine.
You gotta give me something. Keep me awake.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, God.
Dusty, I have some calls to make. Be patient, Mr. Conklin. Everything will be fine.
Well, Doc, what's the verdict? Is he nuts?
He seems to be quite disturbed. You got a cigarette?
Fresh out. Thought you quit.
I did, but his story made me feel, I don't know, weird.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I felt the same way listening to him. I sure wish he'd sing something else.
He can't hold out much longer. I'm going to have him transferred to the hospital. The paperwork should be finished by the time the ambulance gets here.
What, then you believe him?
Believe him? What, that dreams are real? No. But he believes, and that's what's important. He believes. Where's the sheriff?
Oh, he's out on patrol. We had to cut back on patrolmen since the good voters of this county saw fit not to raise taxes enough to support their law enforcement officers.
I voted for you, Dusty.
Well, thanks. I'll get the sheriff on the line for you. Hey, you stopped singing. Maybe he's finally dropped off and I can get some peace around here.
Oh, I don't know, Dusty. I've got an uneasy feeling. We better get him out of here as soon as possible.
I'm with you. Hey, what's that?
Sounds like dogs.
Down here?
Is that Conklin?
He must be making noises in his sleep. Eerie, though. Sounds almost like there's a pack of dogs in there with him.
Yeah, it's...
What the hell? You stay here.
Oh, the hell I will.
Oh, God.
What is it?
Don't look. It's awful. Blood. There's blood everywhere.
Is he...
Dead. Looks like he was torn apart by some kind of animal.
An animal? But how?
I don't know. But there's something in there that may give us a clue.
What is it?
He's got something clutched in his hand there. Something that looks like dog fur.
Night Sounds, a production of Embassy Cassette, Incorporated.